Hey man, welcome to the world. Uh, this is the Mind Muscle Mastery Podcast, man, and I am Coach Bay,
This is Queen.
and we are in the building, man, as we are always in the building for you guys, man. On your screen, what you can actively see, man, is the post game, man, of the World Cup. Uh, you had your guy there, man, the president. Only thing about it, man, the thing about this World Cup is uh the team you thought was gonna win didn't win, bro. uh Messi, man, and shout out to Messi, man. Messi is one of the best that there is, man. But Messi and his team, man, did not prevail today, man. So shout out, man, to Spain for making it happen, man. You know, congratulations, man, to those over there, man, celebrating the win over there in Spain, man. Over in the US, as you already know, man, we are big fans of the game, man, and we celebrate with you. All of our fans over in Singapore, man, and in the UK. We want to thank all of y'all, man, for being a part of the podcast. This is your podcast, man. Uh, as you always hear me say when we start out, uh, I founded this podcast for a few reasons. The first reason being the state of health. My emphasis is on the black community, the black nation, but my emphasis is on every nation, man, because we all need to become active and healthy. But again, my emphasis is on the black nation. Why? Because one, I am black. Two, because we suffer from disparities, man, that are disproportionate to other nationalities. I am a life coach as well as a personal trainer, exercise recovery specialist, man, amongst other things. But more than that, man, I am a black king, man, that understands the position that the black nation is in and understands, man, that one must, if able, man, and wise, man, to get out there and nurture, man, the society that we're from, the society that we're living in, man. Get out there and teach one, man. Each one teach one, man. We got a lot of scared people uh, that really don't understand or know what's going on in this psyched out Twilight Zone type of society and administration, man. But we're here to teach you the truth, tell you the truth, man, in a fashion and form that you can understand. So with that being said, man, again, we want to welcome, man, everybody around the globe, man. We're on several platforms. Uh, man, the World Cup, man. We got out of it a few games back, man. We got our ass kicked a few games back and got put out, man. Today was the final. As you can see, still playing, man, there in the bottom window, man. Uh, it's going down, man. Spain is going up there to get their awards, man. And I'm proud of them, man. You know what I mean? You know, uh, shout out to our president, man. This is one of those times where I leave that nasty, dirty coat that he be putting on to the side, man, you know, to let him be our president, man, and represent the United States. When I talk about that nasty coat, I'm talking about them lies, deceits, and that stealing. So, you know, with that being said, man, we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into it. Uh, there it is, man. Let's take a short second, man, to watch. This is a special moment, man, where the athletes from Spain, man, are getting you know, their trophies put around their neck, man, from their people, from our people, from FIFA, man. It's a big deal, man, and shout out to them for that. Uh, you look at it for a couple minutes. I'm disappointed, babe. In all actuality, I mean, I ain't mad at that Spain won, but you know, man, we didn't hyped up Messi so much.
They didn't want to win.
Yeah, I guess not. They ain't want to win. You know what I'm saying? What was going on? I ain't get a chance to see it, man.
They had 3 or 4 extra kicks and could not get it. I don't know. Like don't get me wrong, Spain put up a good fight, but Tina some goals.
And and over in Argentina, man, I don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it, man. You know, one thing about it, can't win them all. Uh, so With that being said, man, we're gonna take a short break, man. When we come back, man, the Queen is gonna get into some tea, man. A lot of things going on, man. You know what I mean? A lot of things going on. And I'm gonna tell you, man, LeBron going to Cleveland, man. He'll be back. You know what I mean? I say LeBron going to Cleveland. All right, man, we back in the building. Ray, what you think?
So, in the latest East St. Louis, sure y'all have heard, 15 and 16-year went on a killing spree, killed 5 family members, critically injured. Now, 15-year-old Anita Mae, her and her, this little girl is 15 years old. Keep this in mind. Her and her boyfriend, Jameer Davis, who is 16, decided they were going to get together and kill family members of Anita Mae. Now, this all started because these 2 individuals got into it with Anita's family because they disapproved of these 2 relationships, and they were not allowing Jameer to move into their home. So, because of that, Jameer and Anita, first, they plotted against their family.
Right.
They had a hit list of 9 family members that they were going to kill. There were text messages between the 2 of them, where Juanita stated she loves blood. And one that stood out to me was, he tells him, babe, I'm about to kill my whole family for you. Now, this is a 15-year-old girl, 16-year-old boy.
Real deal. I mean, we ain't making this shit up.
So, on the span of a week, about between June, I believe, no, July, I'm sorry, July 11th, no, July 5th, between July 5th and July 12th, they went on a killing spree. They killed 5 of their family members, critically injured 2 of them. First killing was at a residence. I believe this was the one on 39th and something. This took place July 5th, where they killed the 15-year-old's auntie, Cherie Mae, shot her at least 4 times. They actually, after they hit her, after they killed her, they concealed her body in a plastic storage tote, hid her in the dumpster.
Yeah. I mean, you can't paint a pretty picture about any type of murder, right? Especially one where you murdering your own family member and then you murdering your family member for another person, right? Not for something that you got built up, and I don't condone it either way, but you murdering this family member for another person, right? But you ain't just murdering family members. You Michael Myers and Jason family members. You know what I mean? What is in your mind from the get-go?
Oh, it gets better. Now, as they were cleaning up Auntie Cherie's crime scene,
Yeah, let me clean her ass up, man. Let's get on to the next one.
her son, Juanita's cousin, Devin, walks into the house and they shoot him in the head. Now, Devin was 24 years old. And they shot him.
This is a straight up horror flick.
You know what? This does need to be made into a movie.
They gonna make a movie out of this. This is a straight up horror flick.
Now, after that, they hid out into at the auntie's house. She was found days before they were made aware of what was going on. Now, the second location was at a housing complex. The girl actually lured these family members who were actively searching for her because they ran away. Come to find out, her and the boy ran away. They were hiding out at the auntie's house after they killed her.
They got my girl Shantae. Shout out to Shantae, man. Down in Kansas City. They got my girl Shantae got a full story about her coming out, man. I'm gonna tell you, Shantae, this couple here might have gave you a run for your money though. Boy, this young lady here sound like she just is. I'm talking about, man, Hollywood ready. You hear me? I'm about they got a movie script, man, that's unbelievable.
So they get to this other place, and they lure Patricia, who is the grandmother, to the housing complex, where they shoot and kill her while she was sitting outside in her car. They then severed her thumb in an attempt to get into her iPhone. Now,
look, man, I'm telling you, look, we not making this shit up, man. You know what I mean? This shit is real deal.
Well,
this shit is real deal, man. I'm talking about.
Her father made a statement that said his mama just got that iPhone. He didn't know how to work it. He didn't have no fingerprint that on the phone.
Wow.
So,
wow.
I'll cut this woman's finger off now. Listen. Now, that is, like I said, this ain't it. They then go to another location. Now, this is Jones Park. So it says, believing they had simply retrieved the runaway teens from a transit bus, remaining family members were driving an SUV to Jones Park when the teens launched a sudden ambush inside the vehicle. This girl's brother, Quentin Thompson, was 21, was shot and killed inside the vehicle. Her sister, 25-year-old Shania Thompson, was shot and killed inside the vehicle. Santasha Scott, her cousin, which is one of the surviving victims, she was shot 4 times inside the SUV as she attempted to park the vehicle. It says the 15-year-old girl stood over her to execute her, but stopped because they ran out of bullets. The other surviving victim was Tiffany Thompson. Get this. Her mama shot her mama in the neck. And it says, actually shot her in the face and neck area. And again, didn't kill her because they ran out of bullets.
It's not funny. It's not funny at all. But I mean, it's absolutely bad.
Now, it came out that the gun they used in these killings was stolen from Tiffany Thompson, her mother. It was also reported that days before this killing spree, her mother actually contacted the police on 2 separate occasions. One, when she found out that her gun was missing. So Juanita went into her mother's purse, took the keys to the gun safe, went into the gun safe, took the gun, and then attempted these killings. She also called the police on a different occasion when they found out.
Hope all y'all right now is looking around at y'all like I'll fuck y'all up.
She also called him again on a separate occasion when they were looking through her communications, because look, again, her and this little boy done ran away. So they're looking through her Instagram, Facebook, all of this stuff. And they find a hits list containing 9 individuals. 5 of the people on that hit list they actually executed. 2 of the other people on that hit list, the mother and the cousin, were the surviving victims. And then the kicker is there was one left on that hit list that they did not get to because this person was not at any of those locations and was not lured at the time. And that was her daddy.
He say, man, I know on this particular day something ain't right.
He was out looking for her. Because remember, they ran away. He was out at a different spot looking for her.
But you got a young lady, man. I'm talking about really for real. I'm talking about, look here. And it happens. You know, that's what's crazy about it. It happens, man. We laughing about it, but you know, even in the categories of crime, man, crimes of passion, man. So we talking about love. You know, love is a powerful thing, man. You know, the Bible teaches us, man, that love conquers all, man. You know, so we talking about the most powerful verb in the world, right? Because here we teach, man, that love is not a noun, that love is a verb, man. Love is to be acted. Love is to be shown. You know, it's not just something, man, that you let come out of your mouth, man. It's something that you show with your words, acts, and deeds. You know, so, you know, in this particular situation, man, you know, when all the giggling and laughter is done, you had a young lady who truly thought that she was doing, you know, what love asked of her, what this relationship asked of her. Now, obviously, there's some mental health involved. There's a lot of issues involved as far as mental health, which makes this even sadder. Right? That we're talking about a young lady, a young Black lady, man, who murdered her family, a young Black man who murdered her family after abusing his own in the name of love, but really in the name of selfishness. And if you ask me, Satanism.
It wasn't in the name of love. That was infatuation. They 15 and 16 years old. They don't know nothing about love.
Right. So we talking about puppy love.
They were infatuated with each other. She was naive and he was dumb.
Right. Right. And they was both dangerous.
Both dangerous.
You know, and I'm gonna tell you something. And that's why I tell you, like on our last podcast, we talked about being nosy in your kid's life. Be proactive in your kid's life. I don't give a damn about this new style parenting, 2020, 30 parenting. You know, I'm still checking my kid's phone, bro, because in today's society, you need to know what's going on. And unfortunately, the newer generations block us out. The older generations, we ain't cool to them so much no more. You know, why? Because a lot of the stuff that they into and doing, we wouldn't let them. Right? So they block us out of a lot of things, you know, so be proactive, be nosy in your kid's life again. You know, let's roll it back. Let's be nosy in our kids' life. Let's know what's going on in our kids' life. You know, like I say, man, that's a sad story of mental health, but it is a true story, man. This story did occur. It just occurred. When was it, babe?
So it's just between July 5th and July 12th is when they came. So this
Where was it?
In East St. Louis.
East St. Louis, man. So this occurred, you know, down there in East St. Louis, man. In a couple of weeks, I have a king on, man. You know, the owner of Dash and Chef, which is a good friend of mine. He is from Chicago originally, but he lives in St. Louis. I'm quite sure he will have something to say about this. He is a king, man, who has risen from the ashes, man, like any phoenix has, like any king true king, man, is forged, man, who was not just named, he's forged, man, out of trial and tribulation. So with that being said, man, we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna come back, we're gonna break into some more news. And again, shout out to Spain, man. Shout out to Spain. Messi, man, y'all still cold, man. Don't put your head down. All the Argentinians, man, we still with you, man. You know what I mean? It's all love, man. Keep your head up, man. We'll be back in a minute. All right, man. So we back in the building, man. We back in the building. You know what I mean? We are in the building, and we love being in the building, man. In all actuality, I can't lie to y'all, man. We really, we love being a part of every part. We love doing our part, man, for our culture, for our nation. Uh, you know, a lot of times you hear me talk, man, just full disclosure, I am a registered Republican. I am not a full-time Trump hater. Don't get me fucked up. The man is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't just hate him to hate him, man. You know what I mean? Because one thing about it, ain't none of us perfect, man. And I know a lot of criminals, who every day is trying to become a better criminal. We're trying to figure out what they can do. You know what I mean? So, a lot of times, man, I'm life coaching those individuals. So what I do is I pray for people like the Don, man, like the president. So with that being said, man, the Carmelo Anthony case, right? We talked about it when it first happened. If you're not aware of the Carmelo Anthony case, man, it is a high-profile case, a high-profile case, I'm sorry, that took place down in Texas. I call it a stupid situation. We got Carmelo Anthony. We got Austin Metcalf. Man, we got Austin Metcalf. This is just a quick run. Austin Metcalf, bullying Carmelo Anthony. This goes on over time. On a particular day, there's a track meet at Texas school. Carmelo Anthony chooses to enter a rivalry tent. Rumor had it that he was asked to come over there. In that rivalry tent was Austin Metcalf. Austin Metcalf is the guy that was bullying Carmelo. They run up on Carmelo, him and his friends, bullying Carmelo again. They push him down. Disturbance is going on. This is after they asked, this is a valid point. This is after they asked Carmelo to leave the tent several times. Carmelo stated he wasn't. Don't put your hands on me. Put your hands on me. See what's going to happen. They put their hands on him, pushed him down, blah, blah, blah. He got up. He stabbed him. Austin died, and that's how that went on, right? So I for me, that's on the bully's parents. I hate that because you didn't teach your child better. Then it's on Carmelo Anthony's parents because you didn't teach your child. And I don't know, how do you really teach your child how to deal in these days with a bully in a school that's probably predominantly white? And you're just getting pushed around, you're wanting to be who you are, but there's no room for that there, So how do you really explain to your child about dealing with a bully? But on this particular case, he dealt with him by killing him. That's not how you explain to him to deal with a bully. So we're going back and we're revisiting this case because Carmelo Anthony's family filed for an appeal. There is a high-profile appeal attorney team in position. It is a pro bono legal team, officially met the deadlines. They filed a motion for a new trial alongside a motion to recuse the Collin County District Judge, John Roach Jr., who we found out who is also a friend of the Metcalf family. So he shouldn't have been involved in the case to begin with. He should have recused himself to begin with. So the agreement, right? So we find out in this particular case that there was an agreement made. It's being called a gentleman agreement. The core of this appeal that Camelo's team is filing, it is a newly exposed handshake deal that the defense attorneys made with the prosecution attorney, right? And the deal consisted of, it alleges that before the trial, prosecutors agreed to hide Anthony's cell phone records if the defense hid evidence of bullying, violence, and racist graffiti alleged tied to the victim. Now, I don't want to necessarily shade the victim right out the gate, but I do want you to understand what I just read, right? Defense attorneys allege that before the trial, prosecutors agreed to hide Anthony's cell phone records if the defense hid evidence of bullying, violence, and racist graffiti, right? The defense claimed prosecutors reneged on this off-record deal, which scared Anthony out of testifying in his own defense. So prosecutors made an unwritten handshake deal before the June trial to try to case clean and exclude highly sensitive character evidence, right? The defense agreed to withhold evidence of alleged prior bullying, violence, and racial graffiti involving the victim, Austin Metcalf, and his twin brother. They also dropped an expert witness on flight and fight responses, right? So these are under the table deals that are being made. The prosecution wants the defense to drop evidence that they have about Austin Metcalf and his brother being a racist and being a bully in exchange for what's in Carmelo's phone to be not used, which we need to pull up what is in Carmelo's phone. Okay, so the breakdown on June 8th, 2026, okay, prosecution straight off. Well, actually, the breakdown on June 8th, 2026, the deal collapsed behind closed doors. Prosecutors argued the defense violated the pact during opening statements by mentioning Anthony in the school chess club, which they claim opened the door to character evidence. The ultimatum. The state declared that if Anthony took the stand to claim self-defense, the argument was void, and they would unleash his sealed disciplinary and phone history. The judge's ruling, because the deal was a verbal, off-the-record handshake, Judge John Roach Jr., which is, again, the Metcalf family's friend, ruled he could not enforce it. He gave the defense just 10 minutes to decide if Anthony would testify. The trial impact. Fearing the damaged records, Anthony chose not to testify. The defense had abruptly rested their case without their star witness, which they argued crippled their defense argument. Anthony was convicted and sentenced to 35 years. Current status, the Collin County DA denied any unethical behavior, stating they followed all legal rules. Anthony's new appellate team is using the broken agreement to fight for a new trial in the Fifth Court of Appeals. So do we know what? Let's.
We don't. They haven't been released.
Okay, so we're going to find out. We're going to find out. We're going to do some research and find out what is in Carmelo Anthony's phone. But after what you've heard, I mean, it's some shakiness, it's some shadiness, and it needs to be looked at. It's just that simple. It's some shakiness, it's some shadiness, and it needs to be looked at. Now, I said initially when I started talking about this case some weeks ago, I wasn't going to judge, I wasn't going to prejudge, I wasn't going to say. But I will say at this point that there is some shakiness, there's some shadiness, and it needs to be looked at. It needs to be looked at, and all kings and queens need to state that and be on record stating that it needs to be. This is not time for fear or favor, and this is why you hear me state that. the black nation must be strong, man, as every nation must be strong, because in this day and time, in this era, we don't know what we may have to protect our homes, our families, man, and we need to be prepared to do so. What you got, baby? Okay, so we're going to take a break, man. We're going to get back into another story. I believe the Queen had something else over there. We got another story we're going to break into, man. We'll be back in a second.
Shall we turn back? So this next little tidbit, I'm sure you guys have heard this as well. This is a story about a mother comes home at 1:30 in the morning to find a 20-year-old man hiding under the bed of her 13-year-old daughter. Mom's name is Kendra Scott, 36 years old, in Mississippi. So yes, this took place in Mississippi. The mother.
The country. Y'all gonna cut that out down there, dog. Y'all gonna cut this stuff out down there now. Y'all ain't that back where we can't see y'all.
And the mother is being charged with first-degree murder. It says first-degree murder and employing a firearm during a dangerous felony following the fatal shooting of 20-year-old Rodarius Morton. Now this took place July 16th, approximately 1:40 a.m. Now they say Morton was invited into the home around 1 a.m. by the 13-year-old daughter.
How do you get invited into a home by 13?
The mother, Kendra, arrives around 45 minutes later.
You don't pay no bills.
Exactly. And legally, she cannot invite him. So once he walked into that door, he was technically and legally trespassing.
Burglarizing.
Trespassing.
Oh yeah, trespassing.
Now, she gets home around 1:30, 1:40, and I'm not sure how she figured it out, how she found out, or what she thought, but finds 20-year-old Morton under the bed of her under her daughter's bed. An argument ensues. He gathers his things and heading out the door, she shoots him in the back of the head. Now, internet is buzzing with this one. A lot of people are stating how the mother was wrong for shooting that boy in the head, and that the daughter is to blame. And the other side is saying none of that matters because this was a 20-year-old man in the room with a 13-year-old girl.
Man, look, I wouldn't give a damn. First of all, how you gonna let somebody? You don't let nobody? This ain't your house. Don't let nobody in here. And then, but see, that's just one thing about this podcast, we always gonna keep it always real. Right now, man, there's a 13 or 14-year-old right now talking to some 20-year-old, letting them in their mama house right now while their mom's at church or at work somewhere. Know your kids, man. Be proactive in your kid's life. Go back to being nosy in your kid's life, bro. Because there is no way that a 13-year-old should have that type of space anyway to be talking, going back and forth with a 20-year-old with those type of conversations and agreements and scheduling for you to come over at a particular time. You know, your 13-year-old daughter is having a whole relationship with a grown man. He's coming to your house. She's talking to him on the phone and you don't know anything about it. Now, I'm not blaming the mother. But I am saying that we need to be more proactive. We need to go back and get away from this new age 2030, 2040 parenting and go back to those proactive, nosy parents that we hated so much. But it's those parents, man, that stayed on our ass, man, that gave us the principles and the morals that we do have, even if we don't have a whole lot of them. Right? Come on, man, know what's going on in your child's life. And then little girl, what type of attention do you need? What are you seeing around you that makes you feel like you needed the attention of a grown man instead of the attention of a 13 or a 14-year-old? Why is your desire for a grown man instead of a boy? What are you seeing around you? Because obviously you seeing something that makes you think that's okay. Because normal children think that that's gross for a 20-year-old to want to talk to them. So there's some problems. There are some issues there. You know, there are some issues, man. And as far as the mother is concerned, shooting the boy in the back of the head, that was a little bit overboard.
I'd have shot him while he's on the bed.
That's what you should have did. Just to be honest with you, we always gonna keep it real. When you came in and seen it, you should have popped him in.
Shot his ass.
It'd have been a crime of passion. It'd have been a crime of, you was in your box. You was in your feelings. You came in your house and seen this intruder on your daughter. You shot him. But when you let him get up, y'all talked about it, debated about it, argued about it, you let him turn his back and walk out and you shoot him in his back? Especially the back of his head?
That's where you stop, Mama.
Come on, bro. What's going on? Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. It don't take a whole lot to find out a whole lot of times, bro. Or it don't take a whole lot to find out a little bit, to get a clue into something a whole lot of times. The fact that, now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to pop you if I catch you in my daughter's room. I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot you when I walk in the door, though. I ain't going to argue with you, nigga. Excuse my language. I'm going to let you get up because I don't want to shoot her. When I shoot you, I'm going to let you get up. I'm going to pop you. You know, and that's the thing. I might pop you in the leg or something. I ain't going to pop you to kill you, bro, because I know you didn't break in here. And she ain't a dummy. She got a brain. She let you in here. Okay, so I got to consider that, man. Parents, quit thinking that your child is angels all the time and quit being unwilling to listen to truth about your child. She let him in here. She opened her leg. So in all actuality, your first conversation should have been with her. Nigga, you get the fuck out of here, take this bullet in your leg. But I need to talk to my child. Because we know you fucked up. We don't need to ask you that, nigga. That's obvious. You in here with a 13-year-old. Something wrong with you, but I need to talk to my kid and find out where I went wrong. What you need from this grown-ass man? You in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. What do you need from an adult? You know, so another crazy, sad situation, man. This lady's charged with murder. Down in Mississippi, she black. Who knows? And I ain't playing the race card, bro. I'm just stating facts, man. This is to be considered, especially in the South. Anywhere in the U.S., but especially in the South. You know, I just hope she got a good lawyer, man, that can get us, can get some type of break. 9 times out of 10, she's probably going to jail. You know, but hopefully it ain't for too much, and hopefully it ain't, hopefully, man, God step in and give her a break, man. But I'm gonna tell you something that's even sadder. You know, when that mother goes to jail, that protector, that parent, well, guess what, man? Guess what, bro? 9 times out of 10, that 13-year-old gonna be with a 23-year-old. You know, and that's just it, man. You know, being a human ain't easy. Being an adult ain't easy. Being a parent damn sure ain't easy. Knowing that in all your life situations, in all your life instances, man, you got to weigh your decisions. You got to weigh what you thinking on about doing. You got to think before you act, man. And it ain't easy, man. There's no way that Coach Bay life coach is telling you that any of this is easy. But you can't just fuck off your life, man. Young man down there in Kansas City, young man across the globe, you can't just fuck off your life, bro. And if it's anybody in the car riding with you, bro, that thinks you fucking off your life is a good idea, that thinks you going to take a life is a good idea, that thinks you going to do something that's going to take you away from opportunity. You know, because I won't even say take you away from your mama and your family, because that ain't obviously been enough. I'll say it's going to take you away from the opportunity to come up, to have another chance. You know, as long as you out there, man, you got a chance. You can come up with a brighter idea. You can listen to Coach Bay. You can hear something on the news and come up with a brighter idea. You can scratch off a lottery ticket. You got any of those chances until you fuck up, bro. And then you got to go through the wash. The systematic wash till they say that you clean. Clean enough. I done been there. I done done it. You know, put on your kids, man. We're gonna go to break. Before we close out, man, we got a couple more stories we're gonna jump into. Be right back. All right, real quick, man, I'm gonna jump into the latest update on this Walmart shooting. If you guys didn't or wasn't tuned into the podcast, and we talked about a one-year-old Cohen Wiley who was murdered by police down in Mississippi. There is an outrage. There is civil unrest right now boiling over in Mississippi. This is in Batavia, Mississippi, earlier 1 month after local police shot and killed one-year-old Cohen Wiley. Autopsy contradicts the police. Right now, again, you know, on this podcast, we don't prejudge, right? We don't prejudge, even though we in Backwood, Mississippi, talking about a theft call to a Walmart where a one-year-old gets killed sitting in his mom's lap, right? So, you know, we waited on autopsy. We waited on body cam. Autopsy is contradicting the police report. How did we guess that? Right, a newly released preliminary independent autopsy has heavily challenged the police department's narrative. Tentobia officers originally claimed they opened fire because the vehicle was driving directly at them. Sound familiar? Something that these cops, man, are using right now, man, more frequently to take lives. But I'm gonna tell you something. It's also something that you allow them to use. Okay, let's not be stupid. We're not stupid. We know cars can be used as weapons. We know that the police say that. That's been for 20 years. We know that they'll kill you if you in that car coming at them. Don't give them the excuse. Come on, don't give them the excuse unless you really are going to run them the fuck over. Don't give them the excuse. I'm not condoning running the fucking police over. Okay, so I don't want to hear it. But don't be out there pussyfooting around playing with your life. If you're not going to do something, then quit fucking your life off. Quit playing around. You know, I hate William Petty had that gun on him down there. Do you have the right to have a gun on you? Yes, you do. Should you have a gun around these riotous-ass, murderous-ass cops, man, and out there standing on something? Probably not, unless you're ready for war. Now, you say, Coach Bay, do you condone war? Yeah, if you fucking with people. We go to war all the time. We at war right now with Iran. Right now, as a United States citizen, I am at war with the country of Iran right now because of Donald J. Trump. Well, and the fact that Iran been trying to kill us for each other. Yeah. So yeah, so evidence down there, man. Evidence down there is it contradicts, man. It says that, they say that a newly released preliminary independent autopsy has heavily challenged the police department narrative. Santobia officer originally claimed they opened fire because the vehicle was driving directly at them during a response to a diaper shoplifting call. He lost a 1-year-old diaper shoplifting. The independent autopsy reveals the toddler was shot from the side, not the front, proving the vehicle was driving away from, not toward, the officers when they opened fire. Right? Withheld evidence sparks protests. Prominent civil rights attorney Ben Crump. Shout out to Ben Crump, man. Shout out, bro. Shout out, King. Thank you. Thank you, King, man. If you don't hear it enough, bro, thank you, man. Ben Crump, representing the Wiley family, is leading intense local protests demanding the immediate release of Walmart's surveillance video, dash cam footage, and officer police cameras. The officer who pulled the trigger remains on standard administrative leave, while the official state investigation by Mississippi Bureau of Investigation remains ongoing, man. I don't even want to jump to conclusion, man, but it's already looking like this is going to turn into another one of them pump situations, man. And I continue to state what I state, man. Your health is everything. Your health is everything, man. If you on screen now, episode 8, 9, and 10, man, will be there will be some guests in between those episodes or during those episodes, but those episodes, they are primarily what we will be teaching and talking about is diabetes control, right? Understanding it is the first step. Moving is the next, man. I will teach you how. We will demystify the diagnosis, right? What is diabetes? Breaking down the diagnosis, right? All the misinformation, all the side room doctors, from a certified life coach, from a certified personal trainer, from someone who deals with this diagnosis as well. We will break it down. We will demystify it. The biological toll, we will talk about why it happens and how it affects your body. And then we will talk about the cure in motion. Reclaiming control through movement. We will talk about the cure in motion. We will talk about what I believe Nip was trying to tell you about. We will talk about what they don't want you to know about the control that you can have over diabetes, man, with activeness and movement, man. We will talk about that, man. We're going to break it down. So all those, man, who are suffering from diabetes, all those who have been warned about the precursors, if you got aunts, uncles, grandmothers, cousins, brothers, nephews, episode 8, 9, and 10, man, that come out next week, man, y'all want to tune in and learn something. Comments, man, we want your comments. We want your feedback. If you like us, if you hate us, we want to know all about it, man. Any topics you want us to discuss, you want us to look into, do some research on, please bring them to us. You can reach us at the Mind Muscle Mastery Podcast at kingandqueenfit.com. Again, that is the Mind Muscle Mastery Podcast at kingandqueenfit.com. You can hit me on my personal email at dom@kingandqueenfit.com. Just get with us, let us know what's going on out there, man, and we will look into anything that you need us to look into. Real quick, man, I want to talk about the U.S. soldiers who were murdered. If you're not aware of it, on the incident on Friday night, Iranian forces launched a heavy barrage of ballistic missiles and drones at a military base hosting American personnel in Jordan. There were fatalities. Okay, we had 2 more service members killed, I believe right now. That puts us at 15. During this conflict, we had 2 soldiers killed in action. Per military protocol, U.S. Central Command CENTCOM is withholding their identities until 24 hours after their next of kin has been notified. Sadly, what I hate to even announce, even more so than the soldiers killed, is we have 1 missing. 1 additional U.S. soldier remains missing in action following the strike, and their current condition is unknown. Man, shout out to their family. Prayers up for their family, man. Prayers up for those murdered. Prayers up for the 1 missing, man. It is nothing like having a soldier out there across enemy lines missing, man. So shout out and prayers to that soldier, prayers to their family. 4 other American soldiers were wounded and medically evacuated to local Jordanian hospitals. They have since been successfully treated and discharged. This is the first fatality since the truce. You know, we had a truce, supposed to be a truce, but much of a truce. But, this marks the first American military combat fatalities from hostilities with Iran since the truce collapsed 2 weeks ago. Rising death tolls, this incident brings the number of American servicemen killed since the broader war began on February 28th to 16, with over 430 wounded. We have base damage. Reports from the ground indicate that the barrage successfully penetrated regional air defenses, causing significant damage to the base infrastructure, including aircraft parking structures. Yeah, I mean, the U.S. retaliated. Yes, he did. We went right after him and knocked him off, man. In my opinion, it's still a war, man, that our kids shouldn't be in right now, man. We had an enemy in Iran. We've had an enemy in Iran for 40-something years. Unfortunately, that enemy, that volcano was inactive. I believe that enemy was trying to find a better route for themselves. And our commander in chief, man, with his deceit, man, and criminal thinking, always some type of alternative motive, man, went after them people. Now, do I blame him for trying to take Iran out? Nah, because Iran probably needed to be. Was it time for that? Probably not. What I fought him for was not having a plan. Because right now we stuck in a war that's going to wind up probably a forever war, as you hear, with Iran. Before we go, man, the health segment is the 3 sessions of diabetes, man. We will talk about the $95 billion that Speaker Johnson wants for this Iran war. The next time we meet, briefly. Also,
this might be the wildest rescue call of the year.
No, get your head through. Put your head through the hole.
Kansas City firefighters got a call for a man trapped inside a porta potty's waste tank. Not stuck in a stall, inside the tank, underneath the seat. Turned out he dropped a Mountain Dew bottle down there and reportedly climbed in after him. He ended up stuck for hours before anyone found him.
They looked inside and didn't see anybody. The lid was closed. No one was in the restroom. It kind of startled them. All of a sudden, a head popped out of the toilet, and he said, "I'm in here."
Firefighters had to saw apart the tank wall to get him fully free. And let's just say the rescue crew was not thrilled about the splash zone. Lots of groaning happened. He got hosed down by the fire truck afterward and reportedly is doing fine. All that for Mountain Dew.
You don't want to go versus.
Yes, I do. I do. Put this West Coast high.
I'm making music and putting this shit out. If it's up, if it's down.
I'm the best rapper for Compton.
this is what I want to talk.
And if I'm not,
Shout out to that man.
Who's the best rapper on the West Coast today?
But this is coming, baby. This is coming, baby. Versus, man. There is a versus coming. There is a versus coming, man, with the game and 400, baby. 400. I can't wait, man. Shout out, man, to the game, man. And shout out to 400, man. This is how you handle your shit, man. You know what I mean? All that old nonsense tip for tat that went on with that other situation, man. That ain't about nothing, man. And shout out to the King, 50 Cent, man. You know what I mean? Keep your head up, boy. Keep hustling. You know what I mean? Sky's the limit, King. Yeah, man, but it is what it is, man. And shout out to the game at 400, man, for handling they beef like that, man, getting it out there, getting that money, man, and taking their talent, man, and putting that up against each other. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, shout out to that man that was stuck in that toilet, bro. That was a real shitty situation, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get out of here, man. We thank y'all, man, for tuning in, man. 3 times a week, man, we bring y'all the real. We bring y'all the facts about Black health. We bring y'all the news. We bring y'all the tea. But that same 3 times a week is the 3 times a week that you should be active, extending your life and preparing, man, not only to be a role model to your family, because charity starts at home before it's spread abroad, but preparing, man, to potentially protect your home, protect your queen and your family. All right, man, it's time to quit being judged by others, man, and looked at and allowing others, man, to think that they know us. You know, allowing others to think, man, that they know what we gonna do, know what we gonna say, and 9 times out of 10, that's negative. Let's break that stereotype, man. Let's get active, man. Let's get strong. Let's get fit, and let's do what we gotta do. Next 3 episodes, man, we're gonna decode diabetes, man. This is a big deal. Let your family know, man. Episode is out now, coming up. It's all good, man. When you got something to say. Also, man, it is our anniversary. You know what I mean? It is our anniversary, man, and we still on here, man, bringing y'all the real, man. You know what I mean? You know, because we dealing with our lives, man. You know how we deal. You know, and that's with God first, man, and the wisdom. You know, and then we bring that to y'all. You know what I mean? So shout out, man. Love y'all. See you in a minute. Peace.